Here we are. This is game 1 between Norway and Argentina. In the 2v2 World Cup, this is the Silver League, so it's Norway's B team consisting of Tiger, Plogen and Kong Forever. So for this one, it's a 2v2, so it's Tiger and Plogen playing. Tiger in the high 1500s 1v1, but he plays a lot more team games than he does 1v1, so that plays a role here in his 1v1 rating for the seeding. Then there's Plogen, close to, if not in the 1700s. You'll need to, if you want to know the current rank of the players, just write !a rank and the player's name, and you'll see their current rank and elo. Now I don't know too much about the Argentinian teams. These are new acquaintances for me, but at the very least we could talk a little bit about the civs here from Arabia, which I expect is game 1 of this set. We have Plogen with the Persians. Nice and mobile cavalry civ. I believe they do a civ draft as well for these sets, best of 5s. So they've drafted Persians, among others. Access to both knights and camels up until paladin and heavy camel. Persian knights also have an attack bonus against archers, so that could be useful against Vikings on the flank of Plogen here, because Vikings very likely to go infantry into archers. Then there's Tiger going for the archers civ for this one, opening strong with Britons here. One of the best flank civs in the game, I'd say. They are gaining some serious bonuses throughout the ages with their archers, or rather crossbows, getting +1 range in Castle Age and an additional +1 range in Imperial Age, and on top of that they could also research the unique technology Yeoman for Britons that gives them yet another extra range. So that's a range bonus that can be exploited throughout the games. See Tiger in the green here now, going forward to gain some intel on the opponent, I believe. He seems might do another loop to find the rest of the resources. No, I think he's going to go forward to scout now. Then there's Red Lash with the Berbers here for Argentina for the first game. Probably saving the... well, Berbers not a bad cavalry civ by all means, but also not the best one compared to Lithuanians and Franks that get paladin, or any paladin civ. But Berbers get a nice early power spike in the Castle Age with their cavalry units costing less in Castle Age and Imperial Age. Stable units 15% less in Castle, 20% less in Imperial Age. Also the villagers move faster, which can come in handy for several reasons. Less damage taken when luring boar, for example, should show here. It's down to 11 even being loomed here, so that's a difference that comes into play as well. Now for the archer civilization, it's very customary for 2v2 to go for one archer civilization and one cavalry civilization, and then keep your armies together throughout the game, where you can use the cavalry to run forward and tank fire from the archers, and then use the archers to attack from behind to get as many hits in as possible on the enemy army. That's pretty common 2v2 play, or flank and pocket play in team games, but then you are divided more between the sides. See very little idle time overall for the players here. All at 17-18 villagers, pretty consistent here, and yeah, soon enough we'll be seeing something coming into action. You see Plogen going for that loom upgrade now. Could suggest he wants to click up to the feudal age after loom here at what will be 20 pop, pretty standard for a scouts build. He wants to make scouts, being a cavalry civ, to support his teammate Tiger in the forwards on the enemy. Same process probably for the other team as well. We have Vikings here dropping the barracks, might want to go for an infantry opening here. Maybe even could be straight archers here, but I don't think so with the current population being 21 pop for Cornelio Bruto. Going to gold though, could be thinking about dropping some infantry units. Here it is too late for a rush, so I'm pretty sure this will be men at arms for the yellow player here. Now with 2 on gold, that's going to be 22 pop, and then going to the feudal age. We'll be reaching feudal age at just past 10 minutes here and in a good spot to go for those archers. I guess we'll see whether they train military units or not here. Currently just researching Loom and going to the Fuel Age. It's actually 23 pop, so I changed my mind. This is probably going to be a straight archers build. No, here are the militia. It's back and forth. In my opinion, there must have been some... I mean, it's a well-executed build, but still a little bit late to the militia production than I would have expected. But it's definitely going to be man-at-arms then for Cornelio Bruto against Plogen here on this side. Plogen already walling off here and now dropping the stables as well. So he's not going to be an easy target to hit. There are some openings down here, but aside from that, his base seems pretty secure overall here. Tiger is in the village as well. He went for 21 pop here, but from what I can tell, did not make any infantry forward. No military for Tiger. His range gets delayed a little bit here by the enemy scout, but there are 2 villagers building it, so there's a limit to how much you could delay that. And even in another villager going for the double range here for some extended fuel H here for Tiger. Meanwhile, we see 3 militia, angry housewives, moving forward for Cornelio Bruto here. Going to try and get some damage down on Plogen. The issue here being men-at-arms not being teched yet, and there are already scouts on the field. That could mean that Cornelio Bruto could go for just stick with the militia here and not spend that 100 food for the gold on the men-at-arms upgrade. But here it comes. Vikings infantry units have a little bit of extra HP as well, so still there's some potential for damage here, but this whole left-hand side will be walled off by Plogen, so Cornelio Bruto will have to loop all the way around to the right-hand side, something he hasn't scouted yet. Ooh, actually the men-at-arms just make it here. There is one villager, walling villager, will be killing off the scouts here now, but will definitely be dying to the men-at-arms. Ah, quick waltz can save him, that's true. So walling villager dies for now, will either be forced to repairs here. What will Cornelio Bruto do here? Would probably need to move just further and try to deal this damage to the berries here. Scouts from Red Lash. Berbers, not surprisingly there. Vikings going for men-at-arms into archers. He's the range, that's 1 range. Tigers with 2 though. Tigers walling off as well. And we'll be chasing the scouts here. Although his archers don't have fletching yet, Tiger doesn't have a... Well, he has a blacksmith, but fletching hasn't kicked in just yet. He has a spear at the ready though, so Tiger is able to hold his own for now, as Plogen is using his scouts defensively to deal with these men-at-arms. Nice quick wall there, keeping the aggression out, and now some serious scouts micro will be needed to deal with these. So it's looks like 5 scouts total for Plogen here. 1 goes down, but in exchange he cleans up the men-at-arms, keeps the villager high here as Persians. Not surprisingly, actually, Persians TCs work faster from the village onwards, so that means with consistent villager production, Plogen should be in the villager lead here. Is walled off completely here as well. This dragon tree could have been... Oh, never mind. Forget what I just said. There was an opening here. Could be that this looked like a tree or something to Plogen. Losing 1 villager now, but still with the villager lead shouldn't be an issue. Tiger on the forward with archers and spearmen here. Fletching is in. No armor. That's an upgrade you don't necessarily stress in the Fuel Age. And yeah, currently Red Lash got lucky and got inside Plogen's base here, so that's 6 scouts against 4 for the time being. Plogen not investing into anymore, but add some spears here to clean up. He actually hasn't plugged this gap either, so the Vikings, spears and archers may very well come through this opening. Plogen sends 1 villager forward. The problem is she will run into archer's fire and risks a bit of a struggle fighting here. Preemptive watchtower on the main gold for Plogen here. I like the decision here. He did wall out one of his golds and to some extent his secondary gold as well. This hold is just pure unfortunate for Plogen here. Under some serious duress here now, but does not commit into more scouts. That is going to benefit his eco a lot. He will. It's not unlikely that Plogen will be the first player to reach Castle Age here, all things considered, because he is extending his eco, now dropping the market as well. I don't think he has a blacksmith, so he's dropping the market. Could adjust the eco a little bit if needed. And then it's very nicely set up for the click up. Now sends a villager to wall off here again, and the Argentinian team is going to have to go over to Tigers forward here and try to deal with this. That's some serious scouts commitment from Red Lash here. That's a total of 10 scouts, I believe. That's certainly going to take its toll on their economy. Looking at the overall food count here, look at Plogen with double the food of Red Lash, considering Plogen only invested into 4 scouts, and I think that's the wiser choice for the later game. And going up, Tiger now tries to assume the hill here. I think he could contest the 5 scouts that are here with his current group. He will lose maybe a couple of them, but hitting and running here, not allowed to take the hill. But here come some more scouts. Tiger must be looking for some choke point or for some way to get to a hill here. With the hill advantage, it's easier to take the fights and thus shoot some ostriches here that brutalizing against animals. And note that Plogen is now 30% castle age, whereas the Vikings player pretty far away still, even with added another range, considering that Tiger is on double ranges as well, and Britain's ranges work faster. It only makes sense for the Vikings to go into 2 ranges as well. But you can't really dispute the fact that both Plogen and Tiger are on the way to the castle age now. That should provide them with some power spike to really deal some significant damage to the Argentinian team here. So still some scouts on the move, justifies of course the upgrades here. The defense upgrade is infrared lash, that makes sense that they could contest enemy units a bit more easily. For example, spearmen, they could justify taking a fight against them. 16 archers now from Cornelio Bruto, but seeing Plogen reaching the cast stage, Cornelio Bruto wisely backs off. He's just about to click the cast stage, which he done just now. Now if Plogen gets some knights out, he didn't have the blacksmith, so the armor is going to have to wait for a while for him, but he still sends a couple of knights out to try and keep the the Vikings players' archer numbers low here. Doesn't really get any significant pickups. Can't take this fight without having the preferably +2. Even against feudal age archers, this is 19 archers, and it's a threatening mass overall. Tiger with the KD of 7-6, Plogen with 13-10. That's a positive KD for Team Norway, and Tiger either... I was going to say he lost his forward, but he didn't really. He went forward towards Cornelio Bruto instead, content with the damage he was able to deal, or the annoyance he caused at Red Lash side, and now they want to punish the Vikings here. Knights and archers staying together, as earlier mentioned, that this is the common play, and now Tiger with crossbows, with Botkin, and with the Britain's extra range can easily contest these feudal age archers still, with Cornelio Bruto only 70% cast age. Cornelio Bruto splits up his armies, but Plogen can chase here even without the upgrades now. He has 6 knights, so if Tiger takes this mass and Plogen takes this one, Plogen will just, worst case, lose a few knights, but will keep those army numbers real low of yellow here. Tiger just keeps chasing feudal age skirmishers, not really a threat either against Britain's castle age crossbows. A little bit of a sneaky side base here from Red Lash, maybe walled out one villager earlier on and decides to make use of that later. Tiger takes the Viking player off gold here, but Cornelio Bruto here has a fantastic map with 2 side golds in the back here, so it's not going to be an easy task for Tiger. Tiger may think that he is denying Cornelio Bruto off gold now, but they have the scouting intel. I guess Plogen or Tiger were here earlier to check that out and to make sure that they could deny the proper resources. This is a fantastic potential TC spot for Cornelio Bruto near one of these golds. Protects essentially both golds at once. Army numbers for Red Lash only at 4 is in Knights production now. The Berbers get cheaper Knights. And this hill here, though, near the main goal of Cornelio Bruto is just really bad news. Could have Britons really exploit that range advantage. They're looking to make an opening here as well by taking out this palisade, and there's opening between the houses here. Shouldn't be an issue. There are signaling this one as Tiger brings in even more crossbows here. They really want to take Vikings out of the game here, surprisingly, where Berber is the more mobile civ here that could come to Argentina's aid here. Here comes a defensive monastery from the Vikings player Cornelio Bruto here. And he's gets it a little bit denied for now, taking losses here. It's 34 villagers and significant villager lead for Norway at this point. Plogen with 2 TCs now, Tiger probably on 2 as well. Britain's TCs are cheaper after all, so you save some wood. It's easier to get the multiple TCs for Britons. Here comes a mix of camels and knights for the Berbers player. Does already have the +2 defense because he did invest into the +1 defense already in feudal for the scouts. Plogen is inside with 3 knights in the enemy base here. Still no upgrades on the knights, surprisingly, but Plogen with 11 villager overall, saving up on these numbers, and is going to extend he's going for the numbers over the upgrades here for now. Tiger and Plogen now moving north, going to try and stop Redlash a little bit again here with Redlash on the way towards the right here to try and deal some damage to Tiger. Maybe Tiger with the preemptive house walls here is going to extend his base defenses here. Tiger might be surprised here by these knights coming in, actually. Doesn't see them in the fog of war. Knights loop around, though. Are these... No, these foundations aren't started. And we have a forward in Redlash's space. Plogen now still with no upgrades on the knights, but then again with superior numbers, or somewhat the same numbers as Redlash, but Redlash has some scouts and camels in the mix as well. TC gets denied. That's great news for the Norwegian team here. But bad news that Redlash was able to get through these not yet built houses, and Tiger will have to run towards the TC to garrison. TC is full, so Tiger will need to send them even further away, and has a serious forward to deal with them. Meanwhile, Berbers can go into Janitors for defense, and Cornelio Bruto is going to Janitors here, the mobile possibility for defense against archers. This is a pretty threatening mass of crossbows from Tiger now in Redlash's base. To cripple the Berbers here, the more mobile civ is a good choice here, but by the Norwegian B team. They want to make sure that knights and camels aren't easy to make for Redlash here. Main goal of Redlash, the TC gets denied further here. Knights clean up though, but Tiger takes the hill with crossbows here. Another hill close to the TC and economy of Redlash here and being used to his full potential here. I think Plogen might try to want to jabate the Knights of Redlash into Tiger's crossbows here. Janitors are on the window. They have 50 HP and act like skirmishers, but let's see how good they actually are here. They probably have minimum range, as the skirmishers do in general as well. Plogen supplying more knights forward. 6 knights running forward now, but no, only the +1 defense for now. We'll need more numbers as Tiger runs away. He is on his own here for now. Here's a Mangonel as well. That could be devastating for Tiger if the Mangonel gets a good hit in, but nice hit and run up the hill here as Plogen sends in a few more knights, and decent army trade here, I would say. It's not the greatest fight for Argentina here, considering the armies are going down. Janitors may need to back off here. Great awareness of Plogen here, but here comes the Mangonel. Problem with Mangonels against Britons is that Mangonels have 8 range, Britons have 7 range, many Mangonels. Britons archers outrange Mangonels, so that's Britons' advantage there. They have that +1 range. 8 range means they could outrange Mangonels, and for that matter also outrange TCs easily. And Imperial Age, and earlier Imperial Age coming in for Tiger here is going up at 87 villagers and a 133 population total. Sustains its numbers nicely. Here comes even a forward siege workshop from Tiger. As Janitors come here to raid on Tiger's side. Interestingly enough, they are Berbers is the only civ that gets Janitor, but if you have a Berbers ally in the team, I want to say that allies also get access to this mounted skirmisher unit. Actually not a bad move from the Vikings player to go for Janitors here to be able to assist his teammate against the Britons archers forward. But Tiger gets so many good value from his archers again, 62 to 25 KD now, 64 to 40 for Plogen here. Plogen probably with still missing the +2 actually. He's with consistent triple stable production now and drops even another one. Wants to spike up these knights numbers, and here come not just one but 2 siege workshops from Tiger forward. Crewing rams as well, might want to go into capped rams here to take out buildings production potential. Meanwhile, Plogen chases some of the Janitors, but they back off all the way home. They have left Vikings alone for a while though, so there is a chance that Vikings could get back into this game considering the eco advantage they have. Not too much eco in the bank here though, and the third TC going up just now, so the villager count is very low for Cornelio Brito here compared to Tiger and Logan's team. Imperial Age in for Tiger, commits to those rams again from at least one of his forward siege workshops, and is going to get Arbalest soon enough. I'm sure he is Britons after all, so he needs to stress that upgrade in my opinion. I wonder if Plogen could consider adding camels against Janitors. It'll still be the issue of Pierce armor for camels that is lower than, for example, for knights. Tiger tries for a castle drop here with only 2 villagers building, but he's committing more. It's going to be at least 6 villagers total here, maybe 7. Yeah, it's going to be 8 villagers total and 3 siege workshops. They really want to go for the kill on Red Lash here and completely cripple the more mobile player here. So still battering rams for Tiger here. Not there's the capped ram upgrade. He has Arbalest now as well. That means even more damage output. It's got the armor upgrades as well. I think Tiger doesn't have a castle yet, but once the castle is up, he could get to Yeoman as well, and his Arbalest will have 5+6 range. Logan with a threatening number of units here as well, +2 is in as well, so he went for the general knight numbers advantage here over actually upgrades first. Tiger seems to be fine on his own here with the Arbalest, and tries for yet another forward castle here to completely deny the main goal of Red Lash here. The Red Lash just moving some eco to the sides. A stone and a gold will be denied of Red Lash here. Red Lash runs now towards Plogen's base with hopes of getting some raids in and maybe evening out the situation a little bit. We see chemistry for Tiger as well. That's going to boost his archers units as well. Knights and the camels not really on patrol here, but here Red Lash sees it. One villager gets sniped. No biggie for Plogen and Tiger here. Their overall villager count surpasses the opposing team by at least 50 here. So huge eco and population lead for Team Norway B here. And forward is 58 Arbalest for Tiger already. He's going to demolish Cornelio Brito here. That means the end of the more mobile civilization here. And that's the game 1 for Norway B. Goes up to 1-0 for Norway B here. Pretty KDs here for Tiger, 86 to 31, and Plogen as well with 96 to 56. Says something about the fights they've been taking that's been working out nicely for them. Some nice 2v2 synergy between those two players. Eco as well, Tiger with the cheaper Britain's TC got to let multiple TC boom and almost ends the game at villager high, only with Plogen higher with Persian's faster working TC, so maybe a bit more focus on the boom eco to get those knights out on the field. If anything is to be criticized by Plogen, though, is not getting that +2 earlier. I think he sacrificed some knights unnecessarily early on to archers there by not having that +2 defense. But he did get it eventually, and he's got the numbers advantage for sure by not stressing these upgrades. So without further ado, gonna go into the next one. I'll just have to be right back. Gonna get something to drink.